All right, let's talk about something we've all felt at some point. That little spark of defiance when someone tells you what to do. For some of us, it's just a fleeting annoyance. But for others, oh, that feeling goes way, way deeper.
So yeah, let's just get right to it. Why do you really hate being told what to do? Is it just about being stubborn, or is there something else going on under the surface? Well, it turns out, for people who have that powerful, almost physical reaction to being ordered around, it's not just a personality quirk, it's psychology.
So, what if we looked at this whole thing in a completely different way? What if that knee-jerk reaction isn't about being difficult or arrogant? What if it's literally about how your brain is hardwired?
It's easy for people to just label this as a bad attitude, stubbornness, anger, you name it. But psychology gives us a totally new perspective. It suggests that this resistance, it actually comes from a place of strength and some very specific and pretty rare mental traits. In fact, psychological research points to 5 key traits that really explain this intense reaction. And once you understand them, it can completely change how you see yourself, or maybe how you see other people in your life who are like this. So let's dive in and break them down.
All right, number 1. This first one is a biggie, and it's all about a deep fundamental need for freedom. So, if you have a high need for autonomy, it means you feel genuinely uncomfortable, almost trapped when your freedom gets restricted. It's not about being a control freak. It's about needing to feel like you are the one steering your own ship. You need to choose the how, the when, and especially the why behind your own actions.
And that is the heart of the problem, right? For someone with high autonomy, getting an order feels like a direct threat to their sense of self. It's like someone is trying to take the steering wheel out of their hands. That's why even the best advice in the world can be shot down if it's delivered like a command. Making their own decision is just part of who they are. Okay, so trait number 2. This is all about what clicks in your brain the second someone gives you an order. Now, this isn't just about rebelling for the sake of it. No, it's actually the complete opposite. People who push back against instructions don't just follow authority blindly. Instead, there's this critical moment, a pause, where they stop and really analyze the request. It's like they have this internal checklist. Okay, does this actually make sense? Does this line up with what I believe? Is there a better way to do this? This is what we call independent thinking. They don't reject rules to be difficult. They reject rules that fail their own internal logic test. Number 3. This one is all about what actually gets these people to, well, do things. What's their motivation? Think of it like this. These folks have an engine that runs on their own fuel, not from someone else's gas can. Their drive comes from the inside. They do their best work when they choose to do something because it's interesting to them or it matters to them. External pressure, like a direct order, often has the exact opposite effect. It's pretty stark when you look at it. Tell them to do something, motivation just tanks. But let them decide to do that exact same thing on their own, boom, productivity goes through the roof. The key here is that their best work is unlocked by choice, not by command. All right, coming in at number 4 is something really interesting. It's about having a kind of social superpower. They have this incredible radar for power dynamics. They can sense when someone is trying to pull rank, assert dominance, or be condescending, even if it's super subtle. A simple request can feel like a threat if they pick up on any arrogance behind it. And that right there, that's the key. They have no problem with guidance or working with a leader. What they have a problem with is being treated like they're somehow less than. They'll respond to someone who shows them respect, but they will absolutely push back against an authority figure who just demands they fall in line. For them, it has to be about mutual respect. And that leads us to our 5th and final trait, and honestly, this might be the most powerful one of them all. It really comes down to this. People who hate being ordered around often have this incredibly strong internal compass. They would much rather create a little friction or even disappoint someone than go against their own principles and lose their self-respect. So you see, when they push back, it's not them being aggressive. It's actually an act of self-preservation. They're protecting their own integrity. They aren't trying to be difficult just for the sake of it. They're just refusing to be anyone but themselves. And to them, that matters more than anything. So when you put all 5 of these traits together, that deep need for autonomy, the independent thinking, the internal drive, the sensitivity to power, and that fierce self-respect, the picture totally changes, doesn't it? This isn't a difficult person. This is someone with a really unique set of strengths.
So listen, if any of this is ringing a bell for you, here's the big takeaway. It doesn't mean you're broken or flawed. It means you are fiercely independent, you're self-motivated, and you are mentally strong. These are all signs of incredible strength. In the end, it all comes down to something really simple. The person who hates orders isn't trying to control everybody else. They're just asking not to be controlled themselves. They thrive in places built on respect and trust, not on hierarchy and commands.
So I'll leave you with this to think about. Do you really hate orders, or do you hate the lack of respect that so often comes with them? Mull that over. You might just start to see some of your greatest strengths in a brand new light. That's all for this explainer.